You remind me, Usher, on your Friday night show with me, Khamilah McInnis. And now my next guest is living proof that life is what you make of it. And you can never have too many talents. She's played rugby for England, worked in the arts, and has now just dropped her second album, CHOUETTE, this month. From Whistable, Kent, please welcome Ginger Bennett. Woo! Welcome to the show, Ginger. Yes. So your second album is out now. How does CHOUETTE feel different to your first one?
It was more a kind of a reflection on growing up as a second generation West Indian, but more from the eyes of a child, almost looking at your inner child and revisiting how you felt at the time. Whereas CHOUETTE is more of a kind of mature view of that time and the times that we're living in at the moment. It's probably what you would have told your younger self, or when your grandma speaks truth to you about things that are happening around you right now.
I like this. I can hear growth. I can. It sounds brilliant. Yeah.
I hope so.
Oh, I'm sure it's great. I'm so looking forward to sitting down and just soaking in all of the tracks. And I'm going to make sure to play one next. But before that, I know you've got shows coming up in London, your hometown of Whitstable, and Switzerland. What's your favourite kind of crowd to play to?
Do you know, I play with quite a few bands, and a lot of the high energy ones I absolutely love. You know, they pay the bills, and it's just great to see people partying. But these smaller, more intimate gigs, I would never have thought. I mean, you're a performer as well, but it's so easy to hide behind the bigger gigs. But the smaller gigs, you're actually talking to people, and people are speaking back to you. And I never thought I would love that connection, but it's my favourite thing in the world to do. So the Pizza Express live gigs in London, they're just gorgeously set up in these wonderful kind of speakeasy-like rooms. And I feel bold enough to play in my hometown of Whitstable. Sometimes, and you know this as a performer as well, sometimes it's harder to do stuff in front of people who know you. You can't take on a persona. So I'm really looking forward to those two gigs.
Shall we do a Gregory Porter song? Because we've been talking about men I love. I don't know. I'm sorry, I do love him. I do love him. I never had that David Cassidy moment, you know. Harry Styles does nothing for me. But as soon as I hear that bass voice, you know. And even when I see his little hat, like, his stupid little hat, I just think, God, if anyone can pull it off, you can, you know. I've stopped crocheting hats for our kids, so I think those days are gone. But I still send them to him. It's just a matter of time, isn't it, until he gives me a little call. But this is the song, right, that for me epitomises heartbreak like that. The first time you have your heart broken, and I don't tell me you ever forgot it. Don't tell me you can't still taste it. Because that girl or that boy, right, doesn't matter how gently they did it, you know what they did? They just rolled up their sleeve and they stuck their hand down your neck, right? And they pulled your heart out, and while it was beating, they bit it, right? And they gobbed it across the road and they drop kicked your heart. And then a seagull flew down and he flew off with it while you stood there like that. And I have lost my track, but yeah, it's that first time, and I don't know about you, but as a girl, your friends get sick of you after a little while because you start washing, well, I did, and stop brushing your teeth and stuff, and then eventually say, oh Ginger, will you just come out, so you pretended to wash, and you put on a lot of impulse, and you went down to Cinderella Rockefellers in Sydenham, you just just sat on the stool like that. And then some smart person will say, God, Ginger's not like you're ugly or anything, there's plenty of other blokes. And you're like, and that's supposed to help me. And then Gregory Porter wrote a song, and it would have finished by now if I'd have started singing it. That explains it absolutely perfectly. I should have started singing then, shouldn't I? That would have been perfect.
Oh, wow. And I really like that you love the intimacy of, those smaller performances, and they really do feel really personal. And I've been to, are you talking about jazz at Pizza Express? Like that venue?
Yeah, Pizza Express Live.
Yes.
Album, the new venue, well, not new anymore, but the newish venue. And they do wonderful stuff.
They do.
Sort of small form bands and whatnot. And they've been marvellous to me. They hosted my first album, Songs from My Soul, which we managed to sell out there. They did the stage play there. They don't do plays there. But they did that. They did that for me. They believed in what we were trying to do, and we put on a whole play, an event there. I don't think they've done it before. I don't think they've done it since. But
that sounds
that's
brilliant.
A special play to me.
Yeah, because I've been there quite a few times, and just who knew that pizza and jazz music together was the combination that we all needed. Yeah, it's so tasty. It's really fun. Anyway, I digress. So people might not know this. Well, they probably do now because I've mentioned it quite a few times because it's just so fascinating. So you've actually played rugby for England, and you say it kind of happened by accident.
Oh, it really did. I was my sister's younger sister. So everything she did, I wanted to do. And the age gap between us meant that just as she was coming into her power as a teenager and wanted to be more independent, I wanted to grab closer to her and do everything she was doing. But she managed to catch onto the coattails of all these wonderful women who started playing rugby at university, and then when they graduated, they came back to their hometowns and started knocking on the doors of their local rugby clubs and saying, we want to play. My sister answered the call to one of those campaigns, and unfortunately when they called the house to catch up with Maxine, her annoying little 15-year-old sister picked up the phone and said, well, I'm really fast and I can play rugby. I didn't even know what it was. But I got caught up in all of this, and I was just quite a quick runner, and I was just open to it. And that was the beginning of trying to be open to everything. Those women taught me everything there is to know about being a woman, being open. I met people from walks of life I would never have come across, a black girl from Lewisham. If I hadn't picked up the phone on that day, or if my sister Maxine hadn't seen the ad say, do you want to come play rugby?
Wow. Life is so strange, isn't it? It really does work in just mysterious ways. And you just mentioned growing up in Lewisham. So I know you grew up in southeast London in the 70s and 80s before moving to Kent. What was that like, and how does it show up in your music now?
It's so weird. I have quite good early memories, or I did up until the menopause hit me, and that's sort of taken away a lot of my cognitive ability for the moment. But those early memories of 1970s London just involved a lot of beige, a lot of dark green. Do you know what I mean? Really dirty streets. People being a little bit on their uppers, which must have been part of the winter of discontent. But then there were those wonderful, bright-coloured oases, and one of them, of course, is the title track from our album, CHOUETTE, which was Mr. Pink's house that was on the top of Lone Pit Hill in Lewisham. It was like this technicoloured oasis that just seemed to cut through that gloom of the 70s, as my poor little mind remembered it. And it was like, do you know that book, the Oscar Wilde book about the giant and his garden? he was like the grumpy giant after he discovered the gift of love, and everybody who walked past Brett and Pink's house was waved at. He said hello to everybody, and his garden looked open and inviting with all those wonderful, vibrant colours. And the same way, he painted his house with every single colour of the rainbow. And for a child in that time, it was just simply magical because, of course, everything was beige.
That was beautiful. Thank you for giving us an insight into Mr. Pink, which I will make sure to play next. And how amazing that he has had such an impact on you, that he's now on your album. So where can people find your music, and when can we next see you live?
Oh, right. So the album CHOUETTE is a wonderful joint effort with me and my co-writer, Francis Knight. You can find it on Spotify, Amazon Music, all good streaming platforms. And of course, if you want to download it, have a look for Ginger Bennett on Bandcamp. And of course, more of the money goes to the artist. But otherwise, it's bennettandknight.com. And you'll find all the links to all of our music there, or look for Ginger Bennett on Spotify or any streaming platform, and I'll pop up.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That was the talented Ginger Bennett speaking there. She's just dropped her second album. It's called CHOUETTE, and it came out earlier this month. And here is Ginger Bennett with Mr. Pink.
Mr. Pink, I remember you still in your bright slice of jaw, high up on Long Beach Hill, sitting chipping on the utmost step, hale and hearty as townsfolk sauntered by. Hello, Mr. Pink, I remember you still in your manners rainbow raiment, the walls and the sill, clashing all the colors.
Stunning, so jazzy. I am a fan. That was Mr. Pink by Ginger Bennett, and she is touring this month and next month. She's got a show coming up at Pizza Express Live, which we were just talking about, which is in London, and she's also got another show coming up in Whitstable. So if you have a Google for Ginger Bennett, you can find out more about her and listen to her new album CHOUETTE, which is available on streaming platforms.